Shalawam, shalawam. Shalawam, shalawam. Give brothers a couple minutes to get up in here, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll start the live. And this one will be entitled Anything Bible, We Got You. All right, so facing the east towards Jerusalem, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves in the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Shalawam, shalawam. It's your brother Yaramia Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kakadash. All right, hey, shalawam, Malak. You know, man, we was in there yesterday about 4 hours, man. All right, we touched on a lot of good points, man. But hey, I ain't gonna do it again today. This is gonna be like about an hour or so. All right. You know, let brothers come up in here. Hey, Shalawam, Yasharahla, Shalawam. Good to see you, good to see you. So, it's to be like open forum, question and answer, whatever it may be. Anything Bible, we got you. Okay? Anything Bible, we got you. So, and until people come in, I'm going to just go to Barak. And let's go to the 4th chapter. And let's talk about the laws. This is the book of the commandments of power and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So the law is, in that sense, life. Okay? And, you know, the laws, commandments, and statutes, really, the word itself is Yahawashi. Okay? So if you cleave onto the word, then you're cleaving onto Yahawashi. That's what you need to do, because that's your salvation, to cleave onto your husband. Okay? So Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. So if you keep the laws, commandments, and statutes, right, then you'll be straight, man. You know, you're gonna go through things. You're gonna go through many types of things in this, you know, world, because the trials and tribulations, you got to be tested, right? But don't give up. Don't leave behind Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. That's how you will be destroyed. This is Psalms 119:60. I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments. So you should ultimately run towards Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. You should run towards the Father and the Son. Right? At the end of the day. And let's go get Ecclesiasticus. What is it, 6? And let me find it real quick. All right, day to day. This is Ecclesiasticus 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to Yahawah, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of Yahawah come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So what's the day of the Lord going to be like? It's going to be real sudden, out of nowhere, a surprise. All right? So Jake is going to be, you know, caught off guard, you know, and that's a beautiful thing for us, because we're watching, we're looking, we're paying attention. So, you know, not to be petty or nothing, but it's going to be the biggest I told you so. We're going to be like, we told you so. We sat up here for hours upon hours, you know, And we told you, Jakes, to get right. And you said, nah, forget that. Okay? Let's go to Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And that garment is this truth, this understanding. Okay? So if you're blessed is if he that watcheth. Blessed is he that watcheth. So you have to be a watchman. You have to pay attention. You gotta, know what's going on in the world. All right, to a certain extent. You gotta know about certain wars, rulers, rising up, piecing the pieces together. How are you gonna make it, brothers and sisters, if you don't piece the pieces together? Right? Nero is in rulership right now. Do you know that? Are you piecing it together? Do you know about regeneration? Do you know that Nero is back? That the Roman Empire is back? It's been back since 1776. Okay? So have you pieced that together? Right? Proverbs 18 and 10 from the brother Yasharahla. The name of Yahawah is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Most definitely. So we have to run into that name of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Right? It's no other way to escape. It's like a flood, and that's the raft. Get on the raft to be saved. If you don't get on the raft, which is Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, then, hey, you bound to drizzle. You know what I'm saying? How they say out here. You bound to drizzle. Acts 4 and 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereby we must be saved. Okay? So it's no other name. Not Yahweh, not Yeshua, not Jesus, not Christ. All right? For you brothers that's still calling on Christ, that's still saying Christ, you brothers are off. You Israelites, and you still say that C word, you brothers are off. All right? You need to check yourself. You a Hebrew, you need to say Hamashiach. Okay? No, it is not Jesus. For this person in the comment board, it is not Jesus. The name J, matter of fact, we'll prove it to you. Let's go to Matthew 1 and 21, because the title of the lesson, once again, is a Q&A open forum and anything Bible. So let's go to Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name. Now it says Jesus right there, right? For he shall save his people from their sins. But if you go into the interlinear and get a better understanding of the word, right? All right, it would be Iesus in the Greek. Now, we know that this is a Hebrew word, that he was a Hebrew Israelite. He is a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? So you have to go to the Strong's Concordance of the Hebrew, right? Because root word etymology of Hebrew origin. So click it. What is that? Yahawashi. Okay? It's not no Yehoshua. It's Yahawashi. All right? So you have to go into these words. You have to study these words. The Hebrews rejected him. No, they did not. Okay? Let's say you read the scriptures, right? That's what you're saying, because you're saying that from the scriptures. It said he went into his own and his own rejected him. Where is he from? Blitz boy. Where is Yahawashi from? What city? No. What city is he from? Answer me that, since you're talking so much. What city is he from? Hello? I'm asking you a question. Do you know it? You know so much. That's not the question, dude. Okay? Answer the question. Answer the question. No, Enrique, you're incorrect as well. Both of you two are incorrect. All right? No, he's not from Bethlehem. Where did he grow up at? He was born in Bethlehem, but where did he grow up at? His own is Hebrew Israelites. That's his tribes, but did all the tribes reject him? Blitz boy and Enrique. Okay? He was born there and lived in Egypt in Nazareth. Exactly. Nazareth. So when he went to Nazareth, he got rejected. All right, they tried to throw him off a cliff. You two, humble down and be meek right now. All right, because I'm about to teach you something. I'm about to teach you something. Okay? Now, let's get it. Because most of the prophets are often rejected in their what? In their hometown, where they are from, where they grew up at. Now, Blitz, boy. All right, listen to yourself. When Yahawashi came, who was in the land? How many tribes? All right, you talking too much. How many tribes was in the land when Yahawashi appeared? Enrique, how many tribes was in the land when Yahawashi appeared? All right, how many tribes? Y'all can come up if y'all want to. If y'all got access, y'all can come up. All right. Blitz boy, I promise you, if you don't answer my question, I'm going to block you. No, y'all came in here. Okay, it doesn't matter. You came in here talking shit. You came in here talking, thinking that you could teach. It doesn't matter if you don't know what the topic is. You talking on the topic we talking about right now. You said that Yahawashi was rejected. Nobody is mad. I'm asking you a simple question. How many tribes was in the kingdom? How many tribes was in Israel when so-called Jesus Christ came into the land? Answer that question. If that's not your next comment, you will be blocked, both of y'all. How many tribes was in the kingdom? How many tribes was in Israel? How many tribes? Okay, Blitzboy says 12. All right, Blitzboy says 12. Okay. Enrique, how many tribes? Hey, if somebody in here, don't, yeah, okay. Race, you got it right. Three, let's pin that. 3 tribes was in Israel when Yahawashi came. So Blitz boy, you don't know shit, bro. You said I'm mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm not angry. You just look like a fool. You are very ignorant. You just talking out of the side of your neck and you do not know history. Okay? Only the southern kingdom was in Israel. All right? The northern kingdom was in America. Latinos and Native Americans. All right? Once again, he was not rejected by all of us. He was only rejected by clearly those of Nazareth and the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Didn't he have 12 apostles? Blitz boy? Didn't he have 12 apostles? Didn't he have over 70 disciples? Okay? Do you read the scriptures or you just talk, man? All right? Let's go to Luke 10:1. Luke 10:1. After these things, the Lord appointed over 70 also and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place whither he himself would come. Okay? You keep saying they killed the Lord of all whom power raised up. Yeah, who is they? Who is they, dumbass? The Pharisees. Not all of Israel. All of Israel did not reject Yahawashi. Okay? Once again, it was only 3 tribes in Israel. He cured, healed, and helped over 5,000, over 10,000. The numbers is we couldn't even guess because he did so much works. All right? How could the entire nation of Israel reject him when the entire nation was not there? This is what you a very ignorant type person. We can tell. You just be that person that just keep talking and you never shut up to listen. Everybody in here done told you it was only 3 tribes in the land at the time when he arrived. The rest of the tribes were in America, Arsareth, a foreign land. I'm a liar? All right, let's prove it through the scriptures if I'm a liar. Because you're definitely bearing false witness and that's going to come back on you and you're going to get judgment. All right? Let's go to 2nd Esdras 13 and 40. Okay? Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea, the king whom Salmanasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, right? And so came they into another land. So I'm a liar? I'm a liar? Stand on that shit. Stand on it. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So I'm a liar? Stand on it, Blitz, boy. Nah, keep saying that shit in the comments. I'm a liar, though. Keep saying it. Okay? We reading the scriptures. We reading the scriptures. I'm a great deceiver. That's what you keep. Yeah, you gonna die, motherfucker. All right? Verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. What's their own? Hey, the water for that F1. You know, the water. All right? And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High, Yahawah, then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So, Blitz boy, clearly, you don't know the scripture. Okay? You don't know the scripture. And we about to get you up out of here. Not yet, but we about to get you up out of here. So, once again, how could all of Israel reject Yahawashi when all of Israel was not even there? This was, if you know where this is coming from, this was over 400 years before Yahawashi came on the scene. Okay? During the time of Esdras. This was way before Yahawashi came on the scene. So, the northern kingdom was not there. Only the southern kingdom was there. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't, because you don't want to listen. And matter of fact, he left. So I'm about to block him and mute him so he can't come back and report. You know, because those type of people, those effeminate type of people, they love to report the live. Right? So Yahawashi was not rejected by all of Israel. Aren't we in here loving Yahawashi? Are we rejecting him? All means every single one. It can't be none that receive him. He had 12 apostles. He had some Pharisees that messed with him. He had secret apostles. He had a lot of people that loved him. Okay? So, how could he be rejected by all? This is the thing, man. Dudes like that, you know, and I dealt with him a little bit too long. Because he's an idiot. Okay? Hosea. Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6. And I don't even believe he was an Israelite. I couldn't check his page. But my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. So, understanding this, by rejecting Yahawashi and rejecting you rejecting the prophecies that was said of him. These things were said of him. Right? That he had to be betrayed by a kiss and things of that nature. Right? But it did not say that his entire nation would reject him. It does not say that. It said that, yeah, some would do what they do. Okay? Most definitely. Like today, a lot of you are rejecting him, but not all. Okay? If all rejected him, it would be no 144,000. Where would the point be? All rejected, so nobody wanted him, right? But it's some in the land at that point in time that was looking for a savior. So people like Blitz Boy, they have no understanding, all right? Enrique, I guess you left too. You know, hey, for you people that have no understanding of the scriptures, you've never read the Bible, you just go off what a wacky-tacky pastor has told you for your whole life, you people need to shut up. All right? You will be destroyed. You will be obliterated, eliminated at the end of the day, man. You have to go to the scriptures. You can't just talk. All right? Let's keep it going a little bit more. Verse 7. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquities. And there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways, and reward them their doings. For they shall eat and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed to Yahawah. Okay? So these are also the people that rejected Yahawashi. So therefore, that's your reward. That's your punishment. In the same sense, you get rewarded for what you did, for your deeds. Yahweh judges off your deeds, your actions, your works. You got good works, you got bad works. You get judged off of that. Let's go to Isaiah 65:13. So on the flip side, we showed you what's going to happen to the wicked. Now let's show you what's going to happen to the righteous. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. It's talking about the wicked and it's talking about the righteous. This is a balance. Yahawah deals with balance. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Understanding that. So those that, going back to the point of the whole thing, those that go after the law, because the first scripture we read was Barak 1:4-1. Those that go after the law and keep the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability, you're going to be straight in these times which are coming, which we know to be Jacob's trouble. Okay? So, but those that reject Yahawashi, hey, you're going to feel it. You know? So, hey, these clowns, man, always break their ass down in the scriptures. Don't try to go back and forth in your words. Always break their ass down in the scriptures. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahawah with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Most of these scoffers, mockers, they lean unto their understanding. That's all they do. You know? And then you got some of those Christians that think they know the Bible and they want to debunk us and things of that nature. And they still get cut up with the scriptures. This is 2 Esdras 9:12 from the brother Blakama. Shalawam. The same must, man, we got to start at 10. Okay? Matter of fact, we got to start at 9, really. All right? Because this is what's going to happen to them. Then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Because you abused the ways. You took this grace period and you manipulated it. You took your liberty and you manipulated it. You didn't really trust in Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. You got your money, cars, clothes, big mansion, a lot of things, but you haven't known Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Every single thing I have, my sign, my menorah, I thank Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi for it. Every single thing that I got, all right, that I've asked for, right? Things that I asked for, he allows me to get. He allows me to obtain through patience, right? Through working. I got to meet him halfway. I got to put in works. And then I can obtain things. You know, when I get off this live, I'm about to get back out in the yard, you know, trying to finish it up. But I asked him for that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to meet him halfway. I can't just sit here and ask Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, yeah, I want a nice backyard, and not do no work. Wait, what the fuck? How's that going to happen? How is it going to get done? You want a nice backyard? Okay. How is it going to get done? I got to go do it. So that's the thing. You want to make it into the kingdom. How you going to get there? You got to walk the path. You got to go through that straight gate. You got to do it. A lot of these people these days, you don't like doing stuff. You don't like earning nothing. You just want to sit here and let shit come to you. That's not how stuff happens, right? If you want a good woman, you got to go find her. If you want a good car, you got to go find it. You know, you want some good food, you got to go find it. They got Burger King, McDonald's. They got all that shit there for you. And that's trash. That's that bullshit. But then, you know, they got these little other spots that nobody know about. That's there. They got they got some fire ass food. And you have to go find it. This truth has to be sought out. You have to diligently seek him. You know, according to Barak 18 and 14. Hey, if I remember, I'll get that next. So let's keep it going. Verse 11. And they that have loathed my law, you hated the laws, commandments, and statutes, and you searched after that weak shit. You just went what was convenient to you. And that's you people that's going to take the C-hip because it's convenient. It's making your whole life convenient. I take the C-hip, then what? I can operate my computer from my brain. I can open up my car from my brain. I don't have to use my keys no more. I don't have to use a credit card. Boom, I can just do everything from my brain or my right hand. It's all connected to my head. All right? Just wickedness, man. Convenient. And it's really a sluggard type spirit. You lazy. While they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. All right? And you aren't supposed to feel pain after death. You're supposed to be in rest in the spiritual world. You're supposed to be relaxing. Okay? Let's get that Sirach, which I had quoted, Sirach 18 and 14. He hath mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgments. So you're supposed to diligently seek Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. He gonna deal with those that love him, that look after him. That's how you gonna find him, because you was looking for him. How you gonna find somebody if you're not looking and searching hard with the best of your ability? All right? At the end of the day, you know? Yeah, brother, how does Torah logic matter about salvation? Okay? It's more books. It's more books of the Bible than the Torah. All right? What's your name? B. Judah? Okay? You have several other books to show you. If you don't read what happened to David, what happened to Samson, what happened to Solomon, things of this nature, then, you know, these right here are to help you. Let's get that in Timothy. Right? Second Timothy 3 and 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of power and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of power may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Okay? So New Testament, Old Testament, Apocrypha. Okay? Hey, get R.E. Kiefer out of here. Stupid 12 tribes chart. Okay, yeah, we'll let it be stupid then. Don't believe in it. These are the people that's going to be ruling over your dumb ass. Trust and believe that. You think something stupid. You stupid. Ignorant. You are Hosea 4 and 6, which we just read, because you reject knowledge. You reject the prophets that came. So therefore, you rejected Yahawashi, because by rejecting his men that he has sent, you reject him. We are the ambassadors. Okay? Be Judah. Okay, you talking law? All right, be Judah. Be Judah. Did you go anywhere on Friday? Do you have a car? Do you have a car, brother? Nah, do you have a car? Be Judah. Do you have a car? That's the question right now. Do you have a car, a vehicle? And did you operate it on Saturday or Friday night? Do you have a car? Answer the question, yes or no. Since you want to interrupt my comment, boy, you want to interrupt the lesson. You got your attention. Come on. Answer the fucking question, man. Why you taking so long now? You got so much to say, but now you can't answer the question. Do you have a car? No, ain't no my bad, brother. Do you have a car or not? Yes or no? What the fuck? Okay, you have a car. Yes. Okay, did you operate your car on Saturday? Did you go anywhere? No, listen to me. Did you operate your car on Saturday? I ain't talking to you, King David. I don't even know who you are. Did you operate your car on Saturday, King Logic? I mean, Torah Logic. On Saturday or Friday? You not going to answer? Okay, well, get up out my live then if you're not going to answer. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get his ass out of here. It's not that hard to reply yes or no. It's 3 letters or 2 letters. Hey, get his ass out. Mute his ass. I got him. All right, the water. Now, King David, what's your issue, bro? Okay? Are you a law keeper type dude too? Oh, you a rapper. Oh. Why is your name King David? You not King David. Okay? That's not a name that you should be running around here. You're not the king. Yes, you keep the law. All right, well, we keep the law as well. We keep it to the best of our ability. But we know that we can't keep it 100%. If you try to keep it 100%, then you're gonna die by the law if you keep it like that. That's why we have Yahawashi. All right? And that goes into being over righteous. Those Torah logic dudes are over righteous. They talking about law this, law that, law this, law that. Now the thing is, if you have a car and you operated it Friday night to Saturday, which was the Shabbat, then you broke the law. Because you don't supposed to burn no fire, kindle no fire. All right? If you cooked. If your woman was in your house, then you broke the law. So you understand what I'm saying? We are in captivity. We're not set up in our land. So keeping the law becomes a burden to you in that sense, because you can't do it 100%. So we keep what we can. Now, if you're going to be over righteous, then when the Shabbat come around, send your woman somewhere else, because she don't supposed to be in your house. She don't supposed to sleep in your bed. You get what I'm saying? So you can't keep it 100%. You know? A lot of you brews are fucking over righteous and high-minded. And you think you know better than everybody else. And you think that it's law this, law that, law that. That's the Pharisee type spirit. That's what a lot of these brothers is on. I'm not saying you own that, King David, but that's that Pharisee type spirit. That's what them Torah logic dudes is on. That's what IUIC is on. When they don't even keep it. They get lineups. They get their haircuts and things of that nature, lined up. They get dreads. They wear dreads. That's against the law. All right? They get their beards lined up. That's against the law. But they talk law this, law that, laws and commandments. All right? These guys fall, man, they don't understand the scriptures. So, let's keep it going. Let's get that. Matter of fact, it's better to obey than sacrifice. That's a good one. This is 1 Samuel 15 and 22. And Samuel said, okay, I get your question. All right, you said, how should one wear the hair? Okay, how should you wear your hair? You can wear your hair how you want to. It can't be in no heathen type of way. Okay, man. Let me see. All right. Like your beard needs to connect. For men, your beard needs to connect to your hair. If your beard grows like that. Because for young brothers, like my brother Shalawam and my brother GMS Fruitful Works, his beard coming in. So it ain't like that yet. But, if your beard there, it needs to connect. If this doesn't connect, then you off. Now, does that mean you can't get a fade? You can get a fade, but it can't be no ball tight fade. It can be a regular fade, but the hair still has to be there because this needs to connect. And you can't marry your beards. Like line them up. You don't supposed to line up your beards. Okay? If you just let your hair grow, you're going to have a little, your hairline going to come back in that sense. It's going to be natural. All right? At the end of the day. So, once your hair get too long, right, it don't supposed to be past your neck. Dreads, these guys that wear dreads, their hair is past their neck. So let me get Deuteronomy 22:5 because we have to prove it through the law. Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. So, cross-dressing, things of that nature. You don't supposed to do that, right? You do not supposed to do this stuff. Now, that also goes into roles, spiritually and physically. A man is the head of the household. Yeah, women wear pants. Exactly, good point. So, in the kingdom, women will not wear pants. Women will be wearing dresses. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Was Samson in sin? Samson did not have dreads. Samson had braids. He had plaits. He had braids. He had 7 of them. Because if we go into the Hebrew word for locks, right? Then he had braids. He had plaits. He did not have dreads. And also, keep in mind, they did not grow. His braids didn't go down past his neck. Okay? You would cut them to a certain extent around the Pesach. Okay? So around the Pesach, because you have to shave them. All right? Around the Pesach. People try to take stuff and twist it. So yeah, for Pim, women wear pants. Yeah, and that's because we in this captivity. Esau put that on women to wear pants, to wear pantsuits, and look like men, to take on the role of men, right? And that's off. That's backwards. I get that for the brother Boxer, Ezekiel 44. And, well, matter of fact, let's finish this Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto Yahawah thy power. All right? So, that's going back to order. Order has to be sustained. When order is there, it's no chaos. It's no BS. Everything's in order. Guess what? Everything flows like a well-oiled machine. If a woman know her place, great. A man know his place, great. It's going to flow, right? Order, okay? Ezekiel 44:20. Let's get it. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only poll their heads. Now, does that mean we can't get haircuts? No. We can get haircuts. Okay? Because if you don't get no haircut, right, when I had braids, if I didn't get no haircut, my hair would be too damn long. So you have to use common sense in these things as well. You get a haircut before your braids is too long. Right? 1 Corinthians 11:14-15. Doeth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? When you go to war, your hair can be used as an instrument to pull. You got dreads, I'm going to just grab your dreads, then cut you, what? That's it. I'm grabbing your dreads. Oh, I got your ass. Right? That's what happened to Absalom in war. His braids got caught in a tree, tangled up, and he got unalived that way because of his long ass hair. Okay? So nature itself is teaching you should not have long hair for men. Now for women supposed to have long hair because their hair is their glory. 15. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. Right? Now, it's 3 things, a woman has for a covering. Her hair, she can wear a thing, what's the thing called? Not a bonnet, but she could tie it up, right? Or her man. So for brothers that be like, no, my wife gotta be, nah, you her covering, Now if she wanna, you tell her to do that and she do it, then good, that's great, right? But you her covering, because you her man, you the head, you her covering, right? Now she can dress modestly as well by covering her hair, especially when it's really long. When a woman's hair is really long, she's supposed to cover it up, right? In that sense. And these are just customs also, right? Let's see. Is North Korea women wearing pants? North Korean women are not Israelites. What? We don't give a fuck about them, all right? Okay, man, the laws, commandments, and statutes, they were given to Israel. They were given to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the children of God, the sons of God, okay? They were not given to the entire world. When the Israelites came out of Egypt, they were given commandments, laws, commandments, and statutes. He brought Israelites out of Egypt. He didn't bring every nation together. No, those Egyptians stayed in Egypt and got destroyed, right? You had other nations around the world that heard about what happened. They didn't get the laws, commandments, and statutes. Okay? So this is pertaining to Israelites. All right? Was it still past his neck? No, because he wouldn't be out of order. Okay? He would not be out of order. Are you a part of GMS? What does that question have to do with anything? I'm on TikTok teaching right now. That's all you need to be concerned with. How does that matter with salvation, brother? Or am I a part of who? What? I'm gonna act like I don't know who they are. Cause y'all niggas be on some title shit, bro. I'm teaching right now. What does camps and all of that have to do with anything? I'm teaching the word. Am I teaching the word incorrectly? Is what you need to be thinking about. Or am I teaching the word correctly? All right? Y'all get caught up on your mind in these camps and all this type of stuff. Okay? Just know that I'm aligned with the 100% truth, the whole doctrine. So if GMS brothers are men of Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, then most definitely I will be aligned with them. Okay? Yeah. Y'all some agents, bro. Y'all some agents. Some of y'all, man. I saw a fighter the other day. They were pulling the brother Dreads and beating him. I think I saw a video like that too. They used that man Dreads. Bible says a woman's hair is her beauty. Kind. We read that. All right. 1 Corinthians 11 and 15. Okay. Yeah, he sound like a spy. Are you a part of GMS? What's your name? What's your first name? Your real name? Like, get the fuck up out of here, man. All right, so we about to reach my time, man. I got about 10 more minutes, But, hey, questions, though. We'll take some more questions. Anything. All right? And the water for all the precepts that you brothers is providing. Okay? I hope we don't get no more bug outs, man. Oh, John 3:16. Okay, brother. Okay, brother Kakama. Who is you must be a babe in the truth. Let's get that John 3:16 for you, brother. I'm gonna try to help you out. Nah. Alright. Kuala nah. What about Samson? Didn't he have long? We just went into that. We just broke that down. You was here. Was you here or not? Was you listening? Or did you just come in? We literally just broke that down. We just broke that down. We just talked about Samson. Maybe you just came back in. You just came in. All right. Let's do it one more time. So Samson, let's go to Judges. Kakama, man, you don't need to break down. You good. We're not gonna help you. He be playing too much, man. He be sleeping and playing. That's all he be doing. Sleeping and playing. So let's go to Judges 16 and 13. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. So she's like, where's your strength? Where's your strength? Right? So Samson, and this is why you brothers got to be careful dealing with these women. Okay? Because they trying to play you. A lot of these bitches is trying to play you. Be careful. All right? They might be trying to set you up or whatever it be. Okay? She is trying to set him up. This will be a scandalous ass bitch. All right? So, tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. Right? So, he told her, my power is in my hair. Right? Which that ain't even really true. Because his power is in Yahawah. Every time something happened, the spirit of Yahawah came upon him. Okay? Now, because he took the Nazirite vow, yeah, he couldn't touch a dead body. He couldn't drink wine. He couldn't drink of the grapes, which is wine. And he couldn't cut his hair. Okay? That was these 3 stipulations of that. Okay? Now, let's go into the word locks. 7 locks. And you go into it. Let's let it play. Let the Edomite talk.
Strong's H4253. Machlafoth. Machlafoth.
And what does it mean? Braid. Lock. Plait. Alright? Braid. Lock. Plait. So, Qualayah, it's a braid. It's braids. Locks. Plaits. Now, once again, as we said, around the Pesach time, he would cut it down, all right, to take part in the Passover, okay? Now, he wouldn't cut it down where he bald, no, but he would cut it down to an extent, and then he would let it grow back out the year, right? So, these are braids, these are locks, these are plaits. Like, I had braids for a time, and what did I do? I cut them down to make sure they never went past my head. You have to. So for people talking about Samson's hair went down. No. He's going to keep the law. He's not going to have long hair like a woman in that sense. But he's going to have braids, 7 braids. But he's not going to allow them to go down past his neck. Right? Or down past his back like a female. So when you think about this, understand that, you know, the way that the world paints it of him having dreads, that's Edomites. They do that shit. Where did dreads come from? Hinduism, Elam, Indians. It didn't come from our people. We never wore dreads. Never. Never. We never wore dreads. Okay? Now, with the situation with Absalom, him having long hair, King David kept turning a blind eye to Absalom. Absalom was sleeping with King David's concubines, right? King David still like, don't unalive him. Don't take him out. That's my son. That's my boy. Right? So King David kept showing mercy to Absalom when he should have unalived that little motherfucker a long time ago. All right? Because he's disrespectful as hell. So Absalom's hair was most likely down. It was past his neck. It was down past his back. It was really long. Because he just kept disrespecting King David and he kept disrespecting Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right? So Yahawah had him put to death eventually, you know? So that's showing you King Absalom didn't give a fuck about the law really. But Samson did. He was a judge of Israel. He kept the law. So he would not have long ass hair. Okay? So these are braids, these are plaits. These are braids, these are plaits. These are not dreads. Because I know a lot of you Israelites wanted to be dreads. Right? We have some brothers that came into this thing with dreads and they cut their dreads because they want to serve Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Hey, that's showing dedication, man. You know, that's showing that you want to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes correctly. All right? If you don't want to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes correctly, then keep them dreads and watch what happens to you. Okay? Con, you didn't know that, bro? Well, now you do, man. You know, that also goes with Samuel. He had braids, plaits. All right? And also, you know, So anytime you see locks in the scriptures, it's talking about braids and plaits. Braids and plaits was our custom, but dreads was never our custom. You can look up the origins of dreads, and it's going back to, once again, Elam, those Indians, and it's Hinduism. It's Hindu worship, because they're worshiping Lord Shiva by wearing those dreads. All right, especially those ones that Jay-Z has, those matted joints, right? That right there is a custom of Hinduism to worship Lord Shiva, right? And that's also known as the god of destruction. They have a statue of Lord Shiva in front of CERN in Switzerland. All right, so it's all connected, that false god worship, you know? Sweat holders, man, you know. Hey, a yonder bar. That means you're welcome. Yeah, this is life or death, man. You know, this is life or death. So stay awake. Let me stop. This is life or death, man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, hey, as we grow in this thing, we get better. Because there's a lot of things that we don't know. It's a lot of things that we learn. We examine ourselves every day. We correct ourselves every day, and we get better. And that's what the brotherhood is here for. To help one another grow. To help one another get better. All right? That's what we do over here. You know, other places, they just let you go on and be off. They don't care about you. They don't care to break the law down and things of that nature. Because you got certain camps, they just want your money. They just, well, I ain't going to tell that brother to cut his dreads as long as he paying tithes. That's how they do. Okay? Things of that nature. All right? You should never see a real prophet asking for money or having Cash App or Venmo in the bio and things of that nature. That's not right. You buy the truth, sell it not. So how do you buy it? With your time. Being dedicated by serving Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. Not by serving men, but by serving Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. Right? At the end of the day. So, hey, man, 5 minutes. Hey, if one more question, I'll take one more question. If there's any more questions. If not, we just wrap it up. Because I got to go to Home Depot, and then I got to get out in that yard. Kakama, man, hold up, bro. If you come up here, bro, we not about to do no another hour. I promise you. We ain't about to do no another hour.
Shalawam, Mark, man. You got the wrong idea of me, man. You got the wrong idea.
Got the what? Got the wrong idea.
Hey, man, I ain't come up here to be contentious, man. I know you got 5 minutes, bro.
Hey, be careful what you say. This going on YouTube, boy.
I'm just saying, you know, we in agreement. You got 5 minutes. I just wanted to,
And you a known scoffer.
Oh, come on, man.
Every lesson I do, you talking about Jew or Greek.
I'll switch it up on you, man. John 3:16 says the world, man. It says the world.
Yeah. Now, what's up? You got something for real?
Oh no, man. I'm just hanging around, man. We only got 5 minutes. I mean,
anybody got any real questions down there?
I only got 4 minutes.
Shalawam, Malak.
Hey, but you know, it's been a pretty interesting, couple of days going on over there in the so-called Middle East.
Yeah, China over there, right? Russia over there, U.S. over there. Shoot, it's major. It's major.
These prophecies coming to pass, man. It get more beautiful. If you don't see it by now, you ain't meant to see it.
Con. Let's get that Ezekiel 38 real quick. Right? This Ezekiel 38, starting at 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief priest of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now, back in the day, Gog and Magog was a Japhetic nation, right? But now, today, it's talking about the Russians, because they're in that land of Russia, which is the land of God, right, of Magog. Gog and
And
Magog.
that's what
So,
Magog means, the land of Gog.
Khan. So, verse 3, and say, thus saith Yahawah power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw. So think about it as fishing. Yahawah's fishing. He's throwing spirits in the Russians to fish them and to bringing their ass over to the valley of Yahawashi, all right, to get World War III started. So he's the father of spirits. So he's just throwing spirits in everybody to have them do what he wants them to do, right? He's hooks and put hooks into thy jaws. So he's controlling them. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses, horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So missiles, tanks, planes, whatever it be. He's bringing these Russian armies to bay. He's bringing them to fight. You understand? Kava, you about to get blocked because you don't stop trying to be over righteous in here. All right? We don't know what that means. You know, I have to go into the Hebrew to understand what that means. And it's a female. Get your ass up out of here, man. You ain't doing that shit. I hate you high-minded people, bro. Like as Brother Kakama say, does that pertain to salvation? Right?
Not at all.
Like the scriptures, yeah, you need to know a little bit of Hebrew, most definitely, but we gonna be given that pure language more so, and in the kingdom we gonna know it 100%. Right now, what you need to know is Yahawah, Yahawashi, Wakakadash, Shalawam, and Khan and La'ah, right? And then as you grow, you'll learn Hebrew prayers, you'll learn things of that nature, right? You'll get better and you'll get more intense with it. But stop trying to be high-minded for anybody, man.
Well, how you say it? Quiet is Bahasham, not Bashem.
Oh, yeah.
Bahasham.
Yeah, Bahasham, Malak. It's Bahasham. There's no E's in the Hebrew. So it's Ba, B-A, Ha. So Ba means in, Ha means the, H-A. And then Sham, S-H-A-M, which means name. So in the name. And then Yahawah has a H at the end. Yahawah. All right. And if you stick around, maybe next live, after I get in the yard and all that, I'll probably come back live tonight and we could go into that, what I'm saying, if you got time and tap in. All right, so verse 5. Persia. Who's the Persians today? That's Iran. They're rising up. They're ready. Now, are they joined with Gog and Magog? What has Russia said? You touch Iran, you touch us. We gonna attack. So Persia is joined with Gog and Magog. Persia and Ethiopia, right? That's them Hamitic nations that Gog and Magog has been funding on they in BRICS nation, right? And Libya, once again, Hamitic nations with them. All of them with shield and helmet. So all these nations are rising up. Gomer, which is Turkey. Turkey is thinking about, separating from the NATO and all that. And all his bands, the house of Tagamoth and the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee. So that's talking about BRICS nations. So economically, first they align economic, right? You got the BRICS nations and all these other 50 nations together that's with them. Now it's about to be a military alliance because I got to protect my investment, right? You got to protect your investment. You dealing with somebody financially. You want them to bring you wheat and oil, but then they start getting attacked by some other nation. So you got to go over there and fight that other nation because they messing up your investment. So that's what's going on. The whole thing with Yemen, if brothers don't know, it's like that port. They really fighting over that port because that port, the Red Sea, it's like a little blockade going on over there. But I got to go more into it to get more deep into it because I don't want to say nothing wrong. But it's all over economics. It's all over goods and trading, right? Look at Trump. Tariffs everywhere, global, right? So what is he getting hit back economically. So the woe is economically first, and then it gets physical. You know what I'm saying? You got something to add?
No. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on.
That's my boy, man. All right, so let's keep it going, man. 7. Be thou prepared. It's 11:03. Man, I said I had 5 minutes, man. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Gog and Magog is a guard. Russia is a guard unto all these other nations because they are the strongest nation and they're going to guard all these other nations. So what did they say? You touch Iran, you touch us. So they're being a guard unto the Persians. Right? This is all scriptural, man. This is Ezekiel 38 popping off the page. So they're becoming a guard to these other nations. After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. Now that land of Israel is waste right now, right? Because those wicked ones in there. When we was in the land, it was beautiful. It was crops, everything, producing. But now that they're in the land, they gotta import stuff. Okay? Which have always been waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith Yahawah power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Now, what is that? That's talking about pushing that button. That's the most evil thought, because if you push that nuke button, that ICBM button, what's that going to do? That's going to destroy billions of lives. Because you send a nuke over here, they sending nukes back. So that's billions of lives going away. So you're thinking an evil thought, right? You can push that button and go into your bunker, right? But that's still billions of people perishing off of your decision. So that's an evil thought. So thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. So that's speaking also of them coming into America, Russians, all right, and all these other nations. And how did they get up in here? Under Biden. Just walking casually in. It wasn't just migrants coming from South America, but it was all these other nations that was sneaking their way up in here. You got Moab actually here that have established and set up themselves, and they're ready, right? You got Assyrians here, you got Syrians here, you got Ishmael here, you got, Elam here, you got Russians here. You have all these different nations that are here like sleeper cells, ready to awake at the perfect time and take down America. That's another reason why they're going to make people get the C-hip. Because like we've been saying, man, I said this last year, it's going to be an attack and they're going to blame it on Iran. That's what I believe. So that's what it's looking like. If they do that, they blame it on Iran, then they have reason and cause to invade Iran. And then they have also reason to make everybody get a C-hip because they have to track you now because they don't know who is who. I don't know if you're a terrorist. I don't know if you know what I'm saying?
That C-hip is the MOTB. It's all coming together. You take that MOTB, you go into that lake of fire, buddy, which is those ICBM missiles hitting Babylon the Great, which is America.
And we seen it happen before with 9/11. They did that false flag attack with 9/11. And then what happened? Watch the movie American Sniper. They had people ready to join the military and go fight. Go fight these people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. They didn't do that shit. That was an inside job. Right?
Mm-hmm. And at the same time, this was happening. Go read 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, 2nd Ezra 16th chapter. thinking it's the 13th chapter, which is Yahawashi kicking ass in World War III.
Hey, the brother said he had a dream. Hey, come up here and tell it, bro. You know, if you got some time. And Shalawam to the brother James. Yahawashi, Barak.
Shalawam, James.
Shalawam, Yahawashi, Barak.
What's good, man?
Yes, sir. Man, you seen that IUIC? Not to change the topic or subject, but you seen them? Excuse my language. You seen them dudes, man, up out there in Hamland?
Yeah, I did a video on it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, kind
I mean, you know, they got to test the spirit by the spirit. They just going into the lands of they so-called enemies. You know what I'm saying? They might be their enemies. You know what I'm saying? But you know, going into a foreign land. You know what I'm saying? Imposing. You know what I'm saying? On they soil. I mean, it's all good because we trying to find ours in these different places as commanded by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Yahawashi, you know, letting us know to go into, you know, wherever we have to go in order to gather the flock. You know, I'm not gonna say they wrong, but
no, they wrong.
High, you know what I'm saying, made things the way it happened.
They wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, according to the scripture.
But you gotta understand the spirit sometimes work. Go ahead, my bad. Slack.
Nah, I'm just saying, according to the scriptures, the bulk of the tribes is in America. We supposed to be, and we poor at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't got it all. I don't got no resources to go to Kenya and pay for a hotel room and eat, and that flight itself is like $1,500. You got to understand that right there is a government op. That's not just regular Israelite type shit. That's government type shit. They went over there and set up a business, a school. So that's not of Yahawah. Think about the name that they coming in. Most High Christ blessed. That's not the name. You know? That's why that happened to them brothers. They're in the wrong environment. If you go to Africa, which the scriptures don't tell us to do that, but if you do, you should go to West Africa, because that's where a majority of the tribes are, you know, that's in that land. We are commanded to go out into the highways and the edges of Babylon and prophesy this bitch down. You know, that's where the war, that's where the main scene is taking place at.
Yeah, well, you know, every time I stop at a spot and, you know, I talk to